Hi Scorpio, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carole and this is going to be a general reading for you for March 2026. And I want to welcome you to my channel if you're new, and also if you're coming back for another reading, I want to thank you. I do want to let you know that I also have, you can find me on my website, Carole Cares, and that's Carole with an E, carolecares.com. And on that website, I have a lot of information about the personal readings that I can do for you for tarot. So my Yellow Cardinal Tarot is on there, and all the readings I offer. And you can also find, I'm also a shamanic practitioner. So I have a page on shamanism, and you can, if you're interested in that, shamanic healing is very much a spiritual healing. And it's very powerful. Some of you are interested in finding out about it. And I offer a 15-minute free consultation for you for shamanic healing. If you want to just talk to me about it, there's no pressure at all for you to receive a healing from me if that's something you think is not a good fit for you after speaking with me, because it's very important that we are a good fit with each other. So you can look into that, and the links for everything is in my description box and also in the comments section. So there's that, and then we're going to talk about your reading this month. So we're going to be doing a check-in with you, and in particular I'm going to be looking for a pattern, and a pattern that you're aware of, and it's something sort of that you can understand how to get out of this pattern. You're seeing something that we all in life, all of us, have sort of these themes or these patterns that show up for us, right? Like, I can't understand why this person's coming into my life again, or why I keep, choosing the same types of people, or why I'm feeling stuck and I can't move on, or I can't do what I want to do, and it just, you keep on hitting this brick wall. And so we're going to look at what pattern is showing up for in your life right now, because our patterns, and especially the emotions around it, the responses we have to them, how we can become so intertwined with them, and these emotions that are coming up for us around it, right? We're heavily charged around it. Well, these need healing, and we need to process these emotions that are coming up. And it really is a way to look at, okay, what's sitting in my shadow that needs healing? Because that is what is driving these patterns, because it's trying to get our attention. And so in part 2, we're going to look at what aspect of your shadow needs healing. And the shadow are those things that we don't want to look at. These things that happen to us, these big emotions that we have that we couldn't feel when we were younger, memories, patterns that show up in our life. They're all sitting in our shadow. And so if you're interested in learning about your shadow and how to do shadow work, I have a really good video for you, and it's in my description box below. And that'll really help you to understand a bit about what your shadow is. And then finally, we're going to ask for some advice from the tarot. I'm not going to give you a magic pill, but the tarot is going to give you, okay, we're going to focus on this. This is what you need to focus on in order to heal this pattern that's showing up for you. I'm going to be using the Ehrenberg Tarot for you today, and I'm also going to be using the Radiant Rider-Waite deck for clarifying. So let's begin, Scorpio, with what pattern in your life is showing up for you right now for healing. One card for that, please. And as I said that, it was like, no, you're going to get 2. So you have the Knight of Wands and the 8 of Cups in reverse for your pattern this month that's showing up. And I'm going to look at, the sun just went down. You might have noticed that. Interesting. I'm going to look at what aspect from your shadow is driving this pattern. Oh, it's going to come back up. There's a cloud out there. There's a cloud. Knight of Cups in reverse. Maybe there's a cloud in this. Remember that the cloud showed up here. So what advice does the tarot have for you? As you can see, I always look for signs from the universe, things that are coming out. Oh, All right, so you have the Ace of Swords. And then you have this Knight of Swords. So you have oh wow, I gotta point something out for you. Okay, you have the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Swords showing up for you. So right away, you have three swords, three different swords here. Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords. So I'm going to talk about knights. Oh my God, you have the Knight of Cups. Oh yeah, I did say that. Sorry. Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. I've never seen that. Three knights in the deck. So we're going to talk about those because they're very, very important for you to know what they are. Can I have a clarifier for this Knight of Wands and the Eight of Cups? Yeah, I'll just go with one for now. We have the Death card in reverse. Knight of Cups, couple cards for that. The Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords under your Knight of Cups. And the Ace of Swords, Knight of Swords. I'm just fascinated that you have three knights in this reading. Okay, one more card here. Like I said, I don't think it's happened before where it's just like, this is definitely a knight reading for you. One more card here to clarify this Ace of Swords and the Knight of Swords for Scorpio who's waiting for... Oh, they're reading. I didn't pay attention. And I got all these cards here. Well, no surprise you got another knight. And this is the Knight of Wands again. Okay. So, Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Wands, and the Four of Cups in reverse for yourself. So, I like to start off my reading with looking at my major arcana cards and what's showing up, because those are the big universal forces for you. And they're the energies that are here supporting you during this time when you're looking at your pattern to figure out, okay, what needs healing in my life? Why do I need to look at this pattern? What's it showing me? And so I see here that you have one major arcana card. And that's okay, because that's saying this is the card. This is almost like the theme. You know, sometimes I do pick oracle cards sometimes. Today we're not doing an oracle card, but we're going to look at our major arcana card as being the theme. So the Death card is sitting here right here, and it's reverse. So we're going to talk about that in a minute, and that's going to be sort of your overall kind of theme here. It's going to be related to your pattern, and so we're going to focus on that a bit and see, okay, what's this is very important for you. All right, so you begin with the Knight of Wands and then the Eight of Cups in reverse. But I do need to talk about your knights, because I said you have three of them, and then the fourth one came out right here as a clarifier. So, not a different one, but it's the wand. The wand came out, and we start off with the wand, and I find that fascinating. We start off with the Knight of Wands, and then the universe says, okay, we're going to focus on this one as advice. It comes here. So Knight of Wands is very important here. So the knights in my deck is what I call freedom fighters. And our freedom fighters, we all have this part. It's a part of you that wants to be free. We all want to be free. We all want to be free to be ourselves. We all want to be free to do what the fuck we want to do in this lifetime, right? And I'm feeling like there is this part of you that, because it's the Knight of Wands, there's this part of you that wants the freedom to do what you want to do. But for some reason, I think that you're, I'm going to say, feeling somewhat trapped because you're not allowed to do this. Now, oftentimes our freedom fighters will inhabit, I'm going to say, they'll be held in our legs. If you have a lot of leg pain, I know myself, I've had restless leg syndrome. I've had just a lot of issues with my legs aching and hurting. And if you can relate to that, because this is very much a freedom fighter reading where, you know, you're wanting this freedom to do what you want to do. It's like you want to break out, you want to break free. And there often can be some real anger. They're angry. It's an angry part of us. They're angry because when they were younger, and we're going to find out about your Knight of Cups, when you were younger, you weren't free. You weren't free to be you. You weren't free to do what you wanted to do, to go towards your purpose, to feel the way that maybe your feelings were shut down when you tried to use them. So very much a part of you was repressed. And that's why we have this part that wants to be free now, because you were oppressed. Parts of you were shut down. And so the number one emotion that these freedom fighters have is rage. Think of this part of you that's just raging inside of you because it's been trapped. And so you start off with the Knight of Wands, and the Wands talks about the freedom to be creative, to be you, to do what you want to do. And so that's what's coming out here, where you have this rage inside of you, right? This, I think of the Jay Giles band. I don't know if you ever listened to it, but it's like that rage in the cage. I'm a rage in a cage, where I want to come. You want to be, you want it to come free. I think there's a part of you that, you know, the Eight of Cups comes here, but it's in reverse. And the Eight of Cups is this card about, this is the, if I had to think of one card in the deck that talks about the dark night of the soul, right? Where you're just going through this period right now where it's a real dark night of the soul. But you're in reverse here, so it's very dark to me. It's like this individual goes away and takes time out for themselves to just deal with their shit. And I'm sitting here, and this is, I think there's a big part of you that wants to just be free to do what you want to do. But there's a big part of you that doesn't feel like they can. It's really heavy. There's a lot of heaviness for you here. And when somebody takes that time out to deal with their stuff and go through that dark night of the soul, I think there's a very heavy period right here. And so maybe you've gone through these periods. It's come and it's gone. It's come and it's gone. And here it is again, where you've had this real heavy freaking period that you're going through, and you're just, you just want to rip your insides out and go like, oh, what? Like, I just want to be free of this, like this heavy load that I've been carrying all my life. And then you have this Death card coming in here. It's in reverse, which is huge, because in an upright position, the Death card speaks about this individual that's just trampling, whatever I'm supposed to be saying, over these dead bodies. It's like it's just walking through, like, think of yourself, this dead, this heavy burden. This individual, this Death card comes in when it says, there are people that you need to let go of. There are people that are weighing you down, that are keeping you from moving in this direction you want to go in, that are keeping you down, that are weighing you down. And because of that, you have this anger and this frustration that's built up inside of you, that's wanting to go. Your legs are wanting to run free, take off, but you're feeling quite trapped. And there are things you need to let go of. You know, what is it? What is it for you? What do you need to let go of? Because there's and it's they're really weighing you down. And I think you know that, but there's a real resistance on your part. You're feeling like you can't do it, right? These parts are screaming at you. This rage inside of you. I'm going to start off by saying you've got a hell of a lot of anger in you. And it's anger that needs to be grounded. And oftentimes when we have this anger in us, and I'm going to say when you were younger, you probably couldn't use this emotion, anger. It was shut down in you. And when we have this ungrounded anger sitting in us that needs a place to go, because all of these nights tell me that this is a very angry reading. And when this anger needs a place to go, we often will spew it out on people we love. And we'll unleash it at the wrong people at the wrong times. And so, what needs healing? What's here? What's sitting right here? What aspect of your shadow needs healing? You know, why do you have this anger that's sitting here? Why there's people that are things that are holding you down, keeping you down, and you're wanting to get free. So we're going to start off with the Knight of Cups. And so this is that part of you, the freedom part of you when you were younger, that told you weren't allowed to use your emotions. Because Cups is all about emotions. And so I'm going to say that anger was repressed when you were younger. You were told not to use that anger. You tried when you were younger. You tried to express who you were, who your authentic self was. You know, the freedom fighter in you, that part of you that wanted to rage and get angry at what was happening to you around you. And you were told not to take that anger out. And that's how they controlled you. That's how people control you, is to say, okay, we're going to get rid of that anger, because anger is a very powerful emotion that brings change. It's very powerful. And so when people take that away from us, it takes our power away. And here's the Seven of Pentacles here, this individual that's been hoeing these pentacles all their life, right? And when it's all said and done, they look at all these pentacles and go, is that everything? Is this it? Is that everything? And I think you gave up. You gave up when you were younger. You gave up because you weren't allowed to use your anger. You know, it's an emotion that we're born with. We're allowed to use it to bring about change in our life. To say, listen, I can't take that from you. It's like that anger it's the emotion that creates boundaries for us. And here's the Ten of Swords. This is you. This is what happened to you when you were younger. It did you in. Swords is all about our mental energy. All the things that we're told, our thoughts and opinions. So all these people told you what they thought of you when you were younger. They gave you their opinions. They told you things about yourself. And you know what? When you're young, you're a sponge. And so think of these needles. You know, every time somebody pricked you with something that would hurt you, here's one. And you collected them. You know, you had no choice. You picked them up and you formed this opinion about yourself. But believe me, underneath all of that, if you got all these people putting these swords in your back when you're younger, you're fucking angry. You're really, really angry. And so there you are. And so if you've heard me say anger, freedom fighter, wanting to rage, well, this is what your reading is about, right? It's time for you to get angry. And so let's look at what the universe says what the tarot says before I start putting my 2 cents in there. Well, here's the Ace of Swords right here that comes in first of all, and you have the Knight of Swords behind it. You know, no surprise you got 2 swords here. I told you that swords is about your mental thoughts, your mental opinions. People told you when you were younger what they thought of you, and this is what it did to you. And so the universe here wants to say, okay, I'm going to offer you something. I'm going to offer you a brand new sword. Here's a sword. It's the one sword by itself talks about your authenticity, your true self. Here's the sword to cut through all that bullshit that you were told when you were younger about yourself. And we're going to cut through all that and what people told us. And maybe the same people that told you all these things, maybe they're the ones that you need to let go of that you haven't let go of yet. A lot of times we can still be surrounded by the same people that planted all these belief systems in our head about who we are. It's not who we are, and they continue to say them and remind us, right? And so maybe they're the people that we need to let go of. But you have these swords. Here's this new beginning, this new offer of getting back to who you really are. And the sword here, this is the knight that carries that sword that's going to cut through the bullshit. And it's the freedom fighter. It's the one that it's going to take the sword and get angry. It's going to take the sword and get angry. And that's what the universe wants you to do. You need to get angry in order to get back to who you are, your authentic self. That's what's going to be the change in your life. And so you have the Six of Pentacles here that's in reverse, because the Six of Pentacles really talks about, in an upright position, this beggar, these two beggars that are asking for some pentacles, some coins. And well, one says, oh, I want 3 coins because that's all I think I'm worth. And so the beggar's gonna, or sorry, the individual that's handing out this rich man that's handing out all these coins says, okay, I'm going to weigh them out. I'll give you 3. And the other one says, well, the other beggar says, I want maybe 1 coin. Okay, we're going to weigh that out for you. This is about self-worth and how much you think you're really worth. Well, right here, you don't think you're worth much. You don't think you're worth much. This is a self-worth card. And so there really is a part of you that holds a lot of shame because of you were told you were something when you knew when you were younger. That's not who I am. But you were forced to believe that this is who you were. And so there's a lot of built up shame and anger around all of this. And then you have that Knight of Wands that comes in, right? That freedom fighter, the same one with the wand in their hand that's wanting to go into a different direction, that wants to take that wand and express who they really are. It's time. That's all sitting inside of you. Imagine that, right? Your authentic self that was just bursting to want to come out, as angry as hell, wants to show the world who they really are, because this person that you were meant to believe and everyone else has been watching you all your life believing that that's who you are. That's not who you are, and you know that's not who you are. Last card here is this Four of Cups. Very important card to end with. Four of Cups talks about this individual in an upright position that's sitting here with 3 of Cups in front of them. Look at how they're sitting. They've crossed their arms. I don't know about you, but anybody that's sitting in this position like this and says, no fucking way am I going to take that cup that's offered to me right here. See it? See that cup that the universe, that creator, God, source, whatever you want to call it, is offering you right now. It's a cup of emotions. It's like, are you going to feel this anger? Are you going to take this cup? You're going to feel this anger? Because you have a lot of anger sitting here, and that's what this whole reading is about. It's about you, because this is in reverse here, because you have a lot of resistance to taking this, because there's a lot of fear, especially if when you were younger and you were told, don't you dare take that anger out here, miss. Who do you think you are, mister? Who do you think you are showing that anger, right? And the universe is saying, you gonna take that cup of anger? Are you gonna fucking run with that cup of anger? And that anger is gonna give you the power that you need to make changes in your life. So, Scorpio, it's time for you to get angry. I put fucking angry in there on my title, but it's time for you to get angry. Now, I'm going to give you a playlist on how to do that, because you need to get angry, but you got to do it in a grounded way. I'm not telling you to go out and take your sword and, slash, or, that's not what I'm telling you to do. But I'm telling you to get out your pen, and I'm going to tell you to get out a piece of paper or your journal book or your laptop That's how I get angry. And I pound the shit out of my keys. And I tell every person out there that's hurt me to fuck off. Why don't you go out, get out your laptop and start it with fuck off world. That's how much anger you have in you. And just let it rip. And keep on writing and don't ever stop. Because that's going to bring up a lot of other emotions in you that need to come out. Because you weren't allowed to use that when you were younger. And remember, there's definitely, I feel like this, maybe people that have to go, or the thing that has to go, well, that's the anger that's got to come out. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to leave you with playlist on anger. And in that playlist, there will be a little video on how to journal from your anger as well. And I leave you with some writing prompts in there. I already gave you the best writing prompt ever. Just, I'm telling you, it works. Just frickin' get out there. There's so much anger that has to come out, Scorpio. So I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through right now. I know that this is a very difficult journey, but it's the most important journey of your life. So take care, and I'll talk soon. Get angry.